he took the mask off of the music industry's blackface.
I came into the apartment, spilled some champagne on the carpet, put the blunt down on the table. I could see.
I didn't want to talk about this nigga no more.
Wasn't that just like last week?
I had like closed the door.
Or maybe 2 weeks ago.
I closed the door. I locked it.
You can't find the key.
I threw away the key because I was like, I'm done. I don't want to consume any more music from this motherfucker. Like I don't fuck with him, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick played some C4 on my lot.
Yep.
And blew my fucking door off.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, blew the fucking door off.
Yeah.
And so here I am, thanks to the Not Like Us video dropping, having to talk about this nigga again.
Back again. Oh, man. I mean, it feels good to be back.
It doesn't, because I gotta just shit on this motherfucker for the next hour and a half.
Oh, man.
And then like everybody's like, "Oh, you're a
It
Drake
serves
hater."
a bigger purpose. It serves a bigger purpose,
You're
okay?
a Drake hater.
All right, whatever that means.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. Before that,
Yeah.
how was your week?
My week's been busy. I'm tired. I think I said I was tired last week. No joke. I'm tired this week for sure.
Should take some time off.
Yeah. I need some time off.
Not from doing this, but from like your other.
Oh, yeah. No.
Your other gig.
From work. We have, jobs outside of this.
But you should take some time off.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just tired, dude.
Enjoy
I gotta
life for
relax.
a little bit. Yeah, you gotta relax.
Gotta
You don't
relax.
burn out.
But the 4th passed, right? That was cool.
Happy white people are free from Britain Day.
Yeah, I saw a little clip, like like a teacher telling her, it was school kids, like they were like 5th grade or something, and she was like, just remember when you're out at 4th of July, you're celebrating a bunch of aristocratic white men not wanting to pay their taxes. And I was like, that's great. A perfect way to put it, right?
That's it.
Oh, man.
That's it.
I won't ever complain about a day off from work, but to say that I was, wearing some USA shorts, fuck that.
Yeah,
No way.
Did not do that.
No way.
My Independence Day was June 19th, so
There you go.
this was just another day for me.
It was just a day off work.
The day off of
It
work.
was just a day off work.
Day off of work. Well, hopefully we get some cleaner, livelier energy for today.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to cleanse the palate a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel.
I do know. So I spent this week trying to find a best thing.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of music
Yeah.
this week, and then Kendrick fucked all that up because he dropped Not Like Us like right as I was like, all right, I think I found something. I think I got some stuff.
Yeah.
So that consumed like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I was just watching like reaction videos, and I watched that video at least 50 times.
Oh, yeah. I ran it back. It was just on repeat on my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the song doesn't feel like it's getting old for me. So for all you fucking haters who feel like he's dragging this song out, I'm like, it's still bumps
I don't know
to
what
me.
to tell you. Something about it,
It
There's a lot of things about it, actually.
A lot of things about it.
That keep you running it back, right?
Yep.
I had the same, same experience, wanting to get into listening, like catching up on music even, all right? Feel like, I got all these albums I got to listen to. And then this happened, and it took over the rest of my weekend. I don't know what else to do.
Well, the good thing for you is you didn't have to listen to Don Toliver.
Exactly. Exactly. I didn't have to waste my time.
You did not have to waste.
It's about to be a
your time with
segment.
Don
Like, what did I
Toliver.
waste my time with
Yeah.
this week?
Don Toliver. Jesus, dude.
Oh, man.
I've never seen you hate an album that bad.
Oh, man.
Um,
Nothing I hate more than having expectations for an artist and then them just completely shitting
on
all
your
over it. Yeah, exactly.
expectations.
That's the worst.
Well, that's how I feel 90% of the time. So, welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world. Pro tip: lower
Yeah.
your expectations of everybody.
That's what I'm learning. Yeah.
If you want to take the mediocre mindset of aim low, never miss.
There you go. Never miss. Never miss.
Yeah. So That's the mindset I bring into this.
There you go.
So the best thing I heard this week,
Yeah.
Marsha Ambrosia,
Let's go.
Casablanco.
Let's go.
I think it came out on the 28th.
I heard snippets. I didn't hear the full thing. I didn't even know that came out actually, so I gotta download that.
Dr. Dre produced.
Really?
Like huge orchestral situation.
Yeah.
So what they did was they took like this, like a jazz, like a 1920s, 30s jazz club sound.
Yeah.
And then they would flip it with samples from like the 90s and stuff like that. And so she would sing songs like, or she would sample the songs in her singing from like 90s tracks and stuff like that. Like I'm not even explaining this well. Like
you got to go listen to it to
you
fully
need
appreciate
to
it.
go listen to this album to understand what she was doing. And it's an incredible piece of art. Trill Her is my favorite song.
Trill Her
on the album. It is one of the most ethereal beats I've heard this year. Again, Dr. Dre produced. You know what? The West Coast has, if I had a top 5 albums,
Yeah.
the West Coast is on 4 of the top 5 spots.
Dang.
You want me to list that out for you, sir?
List it out.
Vince Staples, No Worries, Marsha Ambrosius.
We're talking about this year.
This year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then put whatever, I don't give a fuck what you put at 5. Like, that doesn't even, I don't even know if I've gotten to 5 yet. Fucking Kendrick is going to fill that out when he drops his album.
There you go, right?
You know what I mean?
Right there.
Yeah, and that'll probably, that's not in any order.
Yeah.
But of the albums that I've heard this year, listened to all the way through, and I've listened to a lot more since we started doing this than I probably normally would.
Yeah.
Yeah, the West is on top right now, man. Like people can deny it. It's undeniable to me. Like the West is on top right now. So
undeniable.
The best thing, and I actually had a different, best thing I heard.
You had like one before you listened to this album.
Before I listened to this album, I was like, oh, okay, I think this is gonna be it. I think I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
And then I listened to this album and I was like, fuck what I was talking about. Like, this is not what I was. So
it just bumped it
but
off.
I'll throw the other one out there just so people know that I'm not a West Coast bias. The other one is from a artist, Toronto-based artist.
Yeah.
So I didn't look to see if she was signed with OVO, but I don't think she is because the music's good. So her name is Una Mia.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Album is called Airborne.
Yeah.
It was weird listening to it because I was enjoying it, but it sounds like a cross between Alina Baraz and SZA.
Really?
Yeah, like there's the one track on there she has a video for. It's called Nothin. And that track sounds like SZA.
Okay.
For sure.
What about it sounds like SZA?
Her cadence, the way she she sounds like SZA. Like if you blindfolded me and told me that was a SZA track, like off our first listen, I'd be like, okay, this kind of doesn't sound like her, but I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. But then on the other song, she has very soft, ballady voice, like Alina Baraz. So those things kind of merge when you listen to it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and then you'll be like, okay, I hear it.
I got 2 that I gotta check out.
I got two that I gotta check out. So, but don't listen to nothing else until you listen to that Casablanca.
It's my priority. It would have already been my priority. I just didn't know it dropped.
On the fucking way home.
I totally don't even realize it dropped.
Yeah.
All right, on the way home.
Don't even
right away. There you go.
That album.
I'm probably not gonna want to. Again, when it's a great album, I just run it back.
That album's incredible.
Oof.
That's an incredible album.
Oh, I'm ready.
So for the kids out there that need to hear what us old niggas be doing, that album is a good indication of what I'm talking about when you make an album or when you make music.
Right.
This album was intentionally done. It was arranged the way it was supposed to be arranged. It was done with very artful intent.
Yeah.
It's not just a collection of songs.
Right. Or it's not just a collection of the best songs individually. But then together it's like, okay.
All of these songs were made for this album.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it. They weren't like made and then we're going to put them on an album. These songs were all made for this album with the help of Dr. Dre and a few other people who helped produce on this album. And you'll hear Dr. Dre's influence throughout the album.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Beat that.
Oof, I can't beat it. I didn't know we were competing. I didn't know we were competing. It's so funny. It's, I like that we don't talk about it till we talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not rehearsed, right? We just come in with totally like different things all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll get to it a little bit later. I'll tell you about my reaction to Samurai because I did get to listen to it. Right. And I know we've been wanting to react to each other's recommendations. Yes. Right. So we'll get to that.
I'll tell you about Bad Candy.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Right.
Oh, man. Okay. So I'll give you the best thing that I heard this week.
All right.
So amidst, a busy week, I think I found myself trying to mix it up a little bit. Right. So I was kind of jumping around different genres that I like to listen to. So I found myself going back to some albums that I hadn't given a chance to listen to, but I wanted to, from artists that I kind of go back to.
Okay.
So I went back to actually a band. It's an all-girl band. I think they're based out of LA. They're called La Luz. So they're more like, how would I describe? Maybe like surf, alternative, rock, psychedelic sometimes.
Okay.
That kind of... But really cool. They've always had a really cool sound to me. I really like the lead singer's voice. I think she has a really cool voice, like an actual good singing voice. But also, it's cool when they use distortion or whatever else, right? That kind of fits in that zone of like that surf, psychedelic rock kind of thing. So the best thing I heard off of their new album, News of the Universe, was "I'll Go With You," which was just like a really kind of encapsulates their sound of that kind of psychedelic surf, kind of really wavy kind of rock. And it just really flows well with her voice. And it's a very good example of kind of the feel that they put out there with their albums, right? It's very, I don't know what I would say, like very like you're floating, like you're floating, you're really like immersed in the music. That's really what I like about this kind of music. So it was a very, totally jump from what I've been listening to a lot, which has just been a lot of like hip hop and R&B recently, right? So it was a big, total different vibe, but I think it really helped with the week that I had. So I think that's why I leaned towards that.
You need surf vibes.
Yeah, it was a nice little change of scenery for me. So I really, really, really like that.
Okay.
So it's a cool little vibe, if you like it or not, but it's definitely something that definitely a sound I really like. I really like that sound.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to La Luz. I've been listening to them for a long time.
La Luz.
Yeah.
The light, huh?
The light.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll check them.
All right. Sweet.
I'll check them. Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Tell them, Peter.
Everybody gets one. Tell them, Peter.
Apparently everybody gets one.
Apparently everybody gets one. Man.
All right, what do you think of Samurai?
Samurai? I love Samurai. I'm not going to lie. But, for me, it really got back to just what you always got to be able to go back to just like that kind of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, just like, it just felt good on my soul, man.
There you
go. We had Samurai on the outro. That's how much I like that. I like that album and that song, you know. But just shout out to Lupe for just, I've been saying that a lot, but there's a certain artist that just restore certain feelings in you, right? They get you back to a headspace of like, man, this is why I love hip hop, right? And he did that on that album.
Yeah, this is a good album.
It was good. It was nice, and for me, I guess short and sweet. It was like perfect for me,
quick
like
listen.
very like easy to intake, So I appreciated you kind of bringing that to the front of my mind because I had seen it come out, but it wasn't something I was prioritizing.
Yeah, it was a was a good album. You should try listening to it on a plane when you're high.
Yeah.
No, it was. What was your favorite song on there? Was Samurai your favorite?
I think
song?
Samurai was probably my favorite.
Fire.
Yeah,
That song
it was just fire.
Number One Headband's pretty good.
Yeah.
You had some tracks on there. It was a good quick listen.
For sure.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
I listened to Bad Cameo.
All right.
I listened to it 3 times too because I was trying to make sure that trying to make sure that I didn't like it as much
that I really didn't like it.
Well, I liked it. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't like it as much as was it Let's Start Here?
Yeah, Let's Start Here.
So for me, it's not a bad album. It's not a good album. It's just a mid album for me. Okay. I did hear all the ephemeral stuff you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's very electronic sounding album, very experimental sounding album to me. I just there were points in it where Yachty was like rapping. I did not enjoy that.
Right.
I was because I don't enjoy his rap. So I'm just like, don't bring that over here. So if you want to rap, then just stay.
Do
over
it
there
on the
and
Lil
do that.
Yachty side.
Do that shit over there.
Yeah.
But if you are coming here to express yourself, then express yourself.
Right.
And it was just a little too low energy for me.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I definitely got that from this album too, as opposed to Let's Start Here, right, where it was a lot more of that thing took you on a ride.
Yeah.
That took you on a ride. Whereas this one is a lot more. It stayed at that level.
It was a very subdued album.
Yeah.
Like my favorite track on Let's Start Here is Pretty. I really love that song.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent song. Not lyrically, because Lil Yachty doesn't give you like he's not gonna give you like a wow, I just blew my mind lyrically.
Yeah,
but just the vocals, the production, everything, that's a really good song.
Right.
And I didn't take away one song from here that I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll listen to that song over and over. There were a couple songs that I was just like, oh, okay, that one's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, and then I found myself getting bored. Like I was forcing myself to listen to it.
I see.
And I was just like, okay, this one was okay.
Yeah.
It was fine. Not bad. Again, I'm always going to appreciate the experimentation of it and everything like that, and him trying to do something out of himself.
Yeah.
But this one, I was just like, all right, like, where are we going?
I see.
It feels like you started somewhere, and it actually felt like it was just like going lower energy as the album moved along. You know?
I think that's probably something you experience from it just continuously being low energy, where you're always like anticipating it to maybe change or have a break and it not have that break.
Yeah.
Right. I will tell you that in listening to it more myself, I also felt like it was again, it was individual parts of the album, individual songs, right? Each song felt like a piece in itself. And so it's almost like I take this one, I take that one, but as a whole, if I listen to it all together, I'm gonna be sleepy after or something. Just because it's like it really brings you down, and not in a bad way. At least for me, not in a bad way, but just again, you have to be in that zone, and if you're not in that zone, then you're probably not gonna want to listen to it.
You definitely got to be in a wind down zone. And I was trying to clean the house when I put it on the first time, and I was like, all right, this isn't a clean the house album.
But to just sit down and be like,
Yeah, you know what I mean. This is a very like I'm trying to chill kind of sound that they had going on. So overall, not bad.
Okay. All right.
But you know, if I had to give it a track, if I have to get a rating, it's right in the middle. I'm going to give it 2.5 trash bags.
2.5 trash
right
bags.
in the mat.
Right in the middle. You know, right in the middle. You can't be mad right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. People get mad.
People get mad.
2.5. They think 2.5 is unfair.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
I think that's a very fair rating for this.
Fair. Yeah.
Una Mia gets a 1.5 trash bags after a listen.
Okay.
Casablanca, 0 trash bags. There's one song that I don't like on there that I'm just like, I don't really enjoy this.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad song. I just don't like it.
It's just not for you.
It's just not mine.
Yeah.
0 trash bags.
Okay.
Right? Like fucking trash can's empty.
That's wild.
You're not putting no trash in
That's
there.
wild.
You're not putting,
crazy.
you know.
Trash man just came.
Yeah.
No trash.
There's no trash. There's no
That's
trash.
crazy.
And you're like, damn, I got no trash bags. You're digging in the closet right now, trying to get that old ass Target bag because you gotta go to Target to get some trash bags. That's that.
That's where you're at.
That's where I'm at on
That's
that.
That's where you're at with trash.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm just like, damn. All right, well, shit, I'm gonna throw these napkins in this Target bag. I'm gonna hang this motherfucker on the drawer.
Yeah, right there.
And then,
you know where it just hangs off. And, it's just like...
and then I'm gonna just go on ahead. That's what I had to do with this album. I was like, dang, I'm really enjoying this. The first time I listened to it, I fell asleep. Like I was like had the TV on. I had fucking headphones on. And then it literally rocked me to sleep. Like I was like, oh damn. And then I woke up to Trill Her. I woke up to that song, and when you hear it, imagine like you coming out of sleep to that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then I went back and just ran it all the way back because now I'm awake and I'm like, damn, this was good.
Yeah.
Damn, this was really good.
Yeah.
It was a good listen. And there was no drugs in my system, so it was just a great sober listening experience. So go do that.
Oh man. Well, now you got me hyped on this fucking project. I feel like
I don't feel like I can overhype this one. Now there are going to be people who don't like it because they can't appreciate music. Yeah. And then I say go listen to Sexy Red. That's your thing. You know what I mean? Shout out BET.
Some people won't be
Ice
mad.
Spice.
They won't be mad with that.
That's your situation. Go ahead and do that.
Oh man.
Drake.
I seen a video of Ice Spice and just looking. She just looked like she was over it having to twerk at every show.
She's a one-trick pony, man. There's only so much ass shaking you can do before we're like, all right. Everybody's seen this. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you got anything else?
Seen the orange hair,
You've seen the orange hair,
twerking, and
the this and the that, and she seems like a nice girl. Like I don't have anything against her. Yeah, I just, look, back in my day, we had Trina. Right. I'm not gonna remember the girl who did My Neck, My Back. We had ratchet ass woman rap. Okay. Yeah. No, it's been it's been there. It's been there. So Always. This isn't like and we vibed out to all of that shit. Right. Yeah. But this particular era of this, where most female rappers are on this shit, it has worn out its welcome really fast, and I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on women rappers because I am not. I am just saying that if all you have to offer in your music or your act or your performance is you shaking your ass and titties in a world where literally you could pull up your phone and see ass and titties, and I don't need, like, you aren't offering me anything that's gonna keep anyone engaged, right? Especially when the music is just for like I'm going out vibes or I'm at the club vibes or whatever it is, right? Party vibes, like because that's not my situation every time. Yeah. Right. So
and it's gonna feel weird if you put it on like in any other situation, right?
I'm not at the strip club right now. I don't need this shit on right now, right? So yeah, I think we're reaching. What do the white people say? That you jump the shark. I never understood what that meant, but I'm gonna use it here.
You're jumping the shark. I don't know.
Yeah.
So. You're going off the deep end? That's another one.
Okay.
That one makes more sense though.
I feel like
you're going off the deep end.
All right, I'm gonna look up "jump the shark" to make sure I use that right. But I hear white people say it all the time, so I'm just.
We're not well versed in the white vernacular over here.
Vernacular of Speaking of white people,
we're gonna talk about white boy.
We're gonna talk about Ricky Ross, the boss.
Oh, the guy who coined it for Drake.
White boy. You gonna let them white boys beat his ass in Vancouver? Don't you ever?
I just saw hella kids just swarm.
Oh my god! Don't you ever go to Vancouver, Canada, and get your ass jumped?
Not in Vancouver.
Come on,
Vancouver, eh?
Come on, man.
Can't be doing that, man.
All right, so look, I'm gonna say a couple things.
Yeah,
people have probably already said. Yeah. One, everybody's like, Rick Ross shouldn't have played Not Like Us. He's not a DJ.
DJ kind of played you there.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's been his DJ apparently forever. Yeah. And so if Not Like Us was on the menu, then fine, whatever. Second, where the fuck was he that he was able to be met by a group of people leaving the stage?
I don't understand. Yeah.
Is this motherfucker performing in the backyard? Like, what the fuck was going on in this situation?
It didn't look like like the biggest of venues is what I'm trying to say. You know,
Like the stage was in the background as he was getting his ass.
Look, like get your money. I'm never gonna be mad at nobody getting their money. But it just seemed like, I don't know, you're too touchable. You're too too reachable right here. Like this was too.
This is Have you heard of you've played dominoes?
Yeah.
You heard a term, all money ain't good money?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we say that because sometimes you don't need to take that 5. It's gonna fuck your life up.
Right.
Sometimes you don't need to take them 20 points. You need to go on ahead and think about trying to get domino.
Yeah, you gotta be like, okay.
This was one of those times.
Yeah.
All money ain't good money. So the fact that somebody was however much Rick, gets paid for a show. Sometimes you just got to be like, I ain't flying into Vancouver for no fucking show.
It's Vancouver.
I ain't doing that. Nah, I'm Ricky Ross, the boss.
Yeah, how you gonna be getting your ass kicked and Niagara Falls is right behind you? I don't like.
I don't understand it.
Oh man, no. I mean, look. A lot of things went wrong in that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Like we just described. Okay. Like why are you even in the area around where they can get you like that? And then, I mean, why even have that big dude if he's just gonna? But you know what? You know what I will say, and I've heard the commentary about this. Right? It's like just because you have security, don't mean you should put yourself in situations where like, okay, now like the security guards are like, all right, we really got to do something about this, right? Like you don't have to put yourself in that much of a compromising position, right?
You don't have to put yourself in any compromising position, right? Like if you're as rich as Rick Ross claims to be, I'm not getting into it with niggas who don't have more to lose than me. Like, what the fuck is we talking? Let's say something happened.
No, yeah.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? And they could come after Rick for whatever they can come after him for.
Yeah.
Right? These motherfuckers is attending your concert. They gonna have to get up and go to work in the morning. They don't lose very much from punching you in the face. Okay? You, on the other hand, if you get with it and you get assault charges, you got a lot more to lose. You don't have any reason to get into it. Yeah. Over playing a song that I've appreciated Rick Ross. He gave us BBL Drizzy. He gave us White Boy. He gave us one of the funniest album art covers I've ever seen. Or I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to do this.
Yeah, no, he didn't have to do this. He had his own diss song that he didn't play. How you gonna do that?
You gonna not play your diss song?
I don't think he performed it, right? I don't think I heard any.
He doesn't perform it, and he didn't play it as he was walking off the stage.
There you go. What are we doing? Okay, look, I was thinking about this, right? When I first saw that clip, like what would be the like the regular life equivalent of this, right? It'd be like if you were in a traffic jam, someone in front of you brakes hard, you brake hard, and then the person behind you gets hit, right? And then you end up fighting that person instead of the person that started it. Or something like that. I don't know. Like
I see what you're saying.
Like it's like inadvertently you having to pay up for this beef.
You're paying for beef that ain't about you.
Or at least not the part of it that's about you.
No,
right?
No, well, so hold on. I don't think any of it was about him, right? So he replied to push-ups because Drake said something in push-ups. I don't remember any words from this song, by the way.
Besides drop.
So I don't remember anything from that song. I don't even remember what he said about Ross, and I don't remember Ross's response track.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that. I just know that this beef wasn't really about you or for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like this beef was specifically at Kendrick. And then Drake also trying to advance this narrative that the industry is coming at him, or at least, it's 20v1 or whatever.
Right.
He's going into battle solo and all this other dumb shit he was doing because he's fucking corny. But I don't know how all of that over the 2.5 month period led you to a point where you're like, I'm going to instigate
right
with someone else's diss track,
Yeah.
right? In a place where you can be touched.
Mm-hmm. That's that's just not moving smart. We got to be honest. It's just not moving smart. And
So back in the day,
yeah.
we've had a term called home training.
Okay.
Okay, have you heard this term before?
I don't think I have.
All right, sit back, kids.
All right, there you go.
Grandpa's,
We gonna learn.
Grandpa's
Something
gonna tell
today.
you something today. All right, so back in the day, home training, right? Basically, your parents would teach you how to behave, how to be a good guest.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, because how you behaved in your home would be how you would behave in other people's homes.
Right.
Right. There's some shit you can do in your house that you can't do at other people's house.
Yeah.
Okay. So your home training was, or when it showed was when you would go to other people's house.
Mm-hmm.
Are you giving the yes sirs and the yes ma'am? Are you asking before you leave the room if you had to go to the restroom? How to behave if someone offers you something. If you're going for dinner, how to behave if you're having dinner at someone's house.
Right.
Bring something. Yada yada yada. This is all home training. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, hey, when you were a kid, do you go to somebody's house and climb all over their furniture and jump all over the fucking place like this is your house?
Yeah.
Like that's bad
yeah.
home training.
Right.
Rick Ross has bad home training. Okay. Because you don't go to somebody's place you don't know nothing about. Like everywhere has a hood, everywhere has a ghetto, whatever. Right? Like, so you don't go to Vancouver acting like you in Miami or wherever the fuck Rick Ross lives.
Yeah.
You go to Vancouver, you get your money, get the fuck out of there, and then that's it. And you leave because you have good home training and you know how to be a guest somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? So I travel a lot. When I go somewhere I'm unfamiliar with, I typically try an Uber because I don't like driving in unfamiliar places.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you get lost and get fucked up, right? So I typically prefer Uber.
Yeah.
But when I go somewhere and I don't know and I'm not familiar with the ways and the customs, then I'm normally quiet and I behave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what needed to happen in this point.
Yeah.
You thought you was bigger than Nino Brown. Okay.
Oh my God. Some people don't even know where that's from.
Nope.
Don't even know where that
If you
callback
know,
is from.
you know.
They don't even know where that reference
Go,
is from.
go get on the interwebs, kids.
Oh man.
So yeah, so Rick Ross, do better. Also, I'll say this. We can end on this.
Okay.
I don't want to hear shit about how hard Rick Ross is. Motherfucker, you got punched in the face. Your fucking security guard got beat up. And while he was getting beat up, you dipped on out. You didn't even say trying to help this motherfucker out.
It gets messy with
Fucking got real on him real quick.
It got real too quick. It was out of there.
It's super real. And he was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I will say this. Just keep making the Maybach music. That's all we need from you. Well, I don't need you popping off your pistols and all this other kind of shit. Be authentic.
That's the irony of it all, right? As we're gonna talk about this other guy.
Yeah.
Who should we even say his name anymore? I don't know if we should even say his name.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean,
Oh man. All I'm gonna say, okay, about the Rick Ross thing is, look, it gets tricky because I mean he used to be 12. So in a way,
yeah.
you know,
they're not living this life. So we wanted to be authentic on this, and so people are wondering what's my musical taste.
Yeah.
Authenticity is my musical taste.
yes.
That's
please.
the best way I can explain that.
Please.
So if you ain't about this life and you ain't out here doing it, then I don't actually care to hear about you rapping it or singing it or whatever your thing is. So yeah, Ricky Ross. But he played Not Like Us.
Yeah.
And then because Kendrick is not one to waste PR.
There you go. There you go.
He's like, well, shit. I mean, if you're gonna be getting your ass whipped in my song, I may as well drop the video. Right. So Kendrick, the most anticipated video. I haven't watched a music video, or at least anticipated a music video, in like 8 years.
I think 8's being generous.
Yeah, like I watch a music video. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, did you see that music video? No, I didn't.
Nobody does that. You know,
Yeah, who does
Vivo's
that?
on like in the barbershop or some shit.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh, okay, whatever.
I would constantly find myself being like, there was a music video for this song.
Yeah.
Because I just, no, it's not something I check for anymore. Like, it's just,
Who
Who
watches
does?
music video on the radio?
Yeah.
If you're not just sitting at home bored and you just like, I guess I'll just watch music videos like that.
Yeah.
There's nobody who's like, TRL is done.
Yeah.
106 Park is done.
It's done.
Like, that's over for me. And plus, music videos just became like shaking ass and dollars and fucking cars and renting cars
shit,
and stuff like that. So it started being dumb. So leave it to Kendrick Lamar to make us all anticipate a music video.
Yeah.
Showing who the real number one was, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. I'll get back to that for the record.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, you see what I did there? So the Not Like Us video drops.
Okay. Yes.
What'd you think?
Oh, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I think we have different reasons as to why we love it.
All right.
I think so. I'll share what I loved about it.
All right, go.
So, for me, I did feel like it was, he's been having this victory lap since Not Like Us came out, right? I feel like Not Like Us came out and it was like, shut up, it's over, it's over,
Yeah,
it's over. We are, I think, already forget that Meet the Grams came out. Then Not Like the timeline between the two was so close together, you barely had any time to process.
Dropped 3 tracks in a day and a half.
Yeah, so as all that started to happen, it was just like you had no time to breathe. It was all happening live, in real time, right? I think we talked about it that night or something. Like it was just or the next morning, So, so since Not Like Us came out, the song, right? I feel like he's been just putting that stamp of like this is over. Like whatever you thought this was in terms of like a battle, I won, right? I don't think he necessarily is ever gonna let go of the beef. Or let go. I think he has an old man beef, right? That shit's gonna die with him.
Yeah, we're going to the grave with this.
It's gonna die with his grandkids.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna keep. It's
a generational beef.
It's generational beef. Okay, it's gonna last a lifetime, right? But I think in terms of this, I don't even know what I would say. This stage of it, right? I think this is the victory lap, right? From the song to then the pop out.
Mm-hmm.
And then now to this music video. It's been consistently the same kind of energy too, which has been something I really appreciated, right? That he didn't let up a little bit in terms of being like I still have my foot on your neck and I'm not letting you move. Right. But I did feel like, right, when I think you disagree with me a little bit, that I did feel like this was the last stomp and being like, all right, like I'm done with you, I'm moving on to the next thing. Right. And I think that was the symbolism of that last part of putting him back in his place.
Back in the cage.
Right. And I've seen all kinds of narratives about.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not going to get into all that.
Obviously, Kendrick stuff, everybody has broken it down. The internet has done what the internet has done for this. But
beside all that, right, again, more of the same when it's come to Not Like Us. And with this music video of just championing the West Coast as well, specifically in this video and in general, championing Compton, where he's from. Specifically, right? Everything in there was specific to Compton, right? Mm-hmm. But again, it's just more of the same, this pride that you can have of being from the West Coast and having an appreciation for these artists that are from here, from this, or from Compton, right? And from LA, from the West Coast, however you want to look at it, right? And what he's been able to do, and just shout outs for being able to do it in the format that he did it in, because he's doing this rollout that is like a rollout that we don't see anymore. He's rolling out a single with a music video at a concert, and then a music video. Like, who does that anymore? And who's successful in doing that anymore? They don't do it for a reason, because like these acts can't do it anymore. It's not. They don't make music that's lasting enough to be able to roll out a video. Right.
Their songs
Kendrick did.
Their songs don't hit so that it could last for 2 months. So you can.
Exactly. It's not going to live on that long.
Yeah.
So we got to do this all at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
I appreciate the fact that Kendrick's done like a lot of callbacks to how things used to be, and this is just another version of it. This music video is just another version of like being able to do that, and he's kind of one of the only ones that can do that. Right. To me.
I'd say he's the only one. I'll reply to your point about this being like his victory lap, because everybody's been saying like, oh, this is the victory lap and everything. And I completely disagree with that narrative wholeheartedly. 48 Laws of Power, you know, destroy, absolutely. Like, you don't go in to just be like, oh, okay, you know, we're going to end your line.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's, if you are coming to destroy, then you go to destroy.
Okay.
Don't half-ass it. Because if you don't do it all, then something comes back to get you.
That's true.
So I don't think this is, I think he's sunning Drake right now. Like, you know, you thought you were at the top. You thought you were at the peak of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then the clouds opened up, right? Because you thought you were coming down to beef with me, right? The clouds open up and you realize, oh shit, this mountain goes higher.
Yeah.
And Kendrick was like, yeah, I live up there. I come down here because I'm comfortable down here. But where I'm at, I'm up there.
Right.
Right. So, and I can get up there right now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
As it relates to the video itself, obviously, like everyone, I love the video.
Yeah.
I've watched it at least 75 times now. Right? Like, it's, and I haven't gotten tired of the song, which says something, because like I've watched that video so much. I've watched reaction videos.
Yeah.
I've seen, like, and I have not got tired of that song. I'm like, I don't want to hear. Find myself humming it in the shower, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just super hella quotables. You know what I mean? And so, the video is incredible from start to finish. I like if we talk about the art of it, the motion of it going from scene to scene, it was a very like chill. Like, it wasn't super quick. We weren't going from scene to scene to scene really quick. Everything was happening like very intentionally and deliberately at a really, really slow pace, but it was a dope pace.
Right.
Kendrick just looks like life is good for him. His fucking skin's clear. You know what I mean?
good.
Got looking good. You know what I mean? Just looks relaxed, like, light work.
There you go.
Light work. You know what I mean? And bringing the city together, of Compton together, incredible way to do it. Like, there's something to be said, and people have been saying this, like, trying to shoot Drake some bail, like only Drake could have done this sort of thing. And I'll say the West Coast got mad at Drake, not for Kendrick Lamar, because of that tailor-made shit.
Oh, for sure.
That tailor-made shit, because I know for me, I was like, you sent it to me.
Yeah.
I've listened to it one time. I've not listened to it again.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like this at all.
No.
And that shit made me angry. And I already didn't like Drake. And I was like, now I double don't like this nigga, right?
Right.
So I think Kendrick just took that and was like, all right, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna galvanize all these people, because right now the West is not feeling this motherfucker, right? And I'm gonna galvanize that, and then to be able to show that in a way where it is like, yes, we don't fuck with you at all. We fuck with this man over here, right? My favorite part of the entire video, because he spent the entire video dispelling everything that Drake said and reiterating things that he had said, right? In subtle, not so subtle ways, whatever, was him with Whitney and their kids.
Right.
First of all, that part of the video was shot beautifully with the fisheye lens and everything like that.
Oh,
it was just an incredible shot.
Yeah.
And then it was a hell of a way to shit on someone and say, you just a fucking liar, because the way they put it in the video is at the point of the song where he says family matters, and it was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
Exactly.
Right? Like, this dude is diabolical, right? Like,
oh, the demon has not left.
Oh my God, right? Like, and I'm watching that, and then I look at Whitney and everybody, because when the still came out, everybody's like, oh, look at her, she don't look happy, he's making her doing it. She's fucking bee-walking. I'm gonna make one thing clear after I make this point. She's fucking bee-walking on that ass.
Yeah.
Laughing while the kids are playing and everything, and I'm like, meanwhile, the picture we get is fucking Drake at the Mike Rubin party. Yeah. Looking very haggard. Right?
Looking like he's been going through it.
Looking like he's going through it.
Not happy.
And he's releasing this album on White Independence Day, like the day everybody's outside cooking. So now this song, now the video's on everybody's TV and the song is back on again. So he shit on you on Black Independence Day, then he shits on you on White Independence Day. Like, you just don't have no space to breathe. Oh, man. I thought the video was done incredibly well. And I hear a lot of people on the internet saying, like, oh, you know, sea walking, sea walking, sea walking. There is a difference, okay? Because Kendrick is blood affiliated, by the way. There was a lot of bee walking in that video. There was not a lot of sea walking in that video. Right. So make the distinction. If you know, you know. If you don't, the interwebs will teach you. So
there you go.
I just want
to look it up. I'm sure someone's made a TikTok or something.
Yeah, exactly. Go check it out. But yeah, just to see that going on, that was an incredible video that culminates with the owl being in the cage.
Right.
And I don't think that was him saying, "I caged you." I think that was him saying, "You were in a cage."
I think it had multiple metaphors to it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, being you are in a cage that one, he put himself in, right? Whether he knew it or not, right? But also two, him being able to say like, if Kendrick were to represent, I guess, the culture and saying that we're not letting you out of this cage, you stay over there, right? Stay in this cage that you put yourself in. And you have no one to blame besides yourself. I am just the interpreter of it all to tell you this, but I'm what the culture is feeling. Yeah, right? Kendrick said it himself, right? And that's exactly, I feel like, what he did. He took it upon himself to really lay all this out. Because again, he had his own personal gripes with Drake, but also as a whole, he represented a whole. He represented a whole entity. Right, and being like, we do not fuck with you, and I'm gonna show you why, right, and I'm gonna prove to you why, and I'm gonna dissect this whole thing, right, and it's gonna be, I don't know, he has a plan for the next 50 years, I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, so I think he was planning on rolling out an album.
Yeah,
I've already said that I think the pop out was like scheduled a while ago.
Yeah,
Mustard has said I gave him that beat like 2 months before that.
Yeah,
song
I saw the interview.
You know what I mean? So like that. So some of these songs I think were like again cocked and loaded, and I think he's got more. And I just before we get into talking about Drake, and devolving into that conversation. I do just want to say, like, just celebrate, like you said, for me, this is what I've been trying to show everyone, because everybody just thinks like, oh, I'm an old man. And I'm like, no. I grew up in a time where you had to have some talent and you had to be intentional about what you did, because because as an artist, you didn't have access to everyone and everyone didn't have access to you.
Yeah.
So if you were going to roll out your music, you had to have some money behind you. You had to have some momentum behind you, and you had to leverage it in a way where people were going to be excited about the thing you were releasing, because we were asking people at the time to hand money for a full project. Right. You weren't able just to consume a song or make a playlist of the songs you wanted. You had to buy the whole goddamn tape, the whole goddamn CD. Yeah. You had to listen to that motherfucker whether you liked it or not. You had to go through the whole fucking thing, right? So you had to get people hyped. And like you pointed out, he has successfully rolled out more music, more good music in a shorter span of time than, in my opinion, Drake has done in his entire career. Like, this is an incredible way to roll out an album, which I think people were trying to call out, like, oh, Kendrick's trying to use this to roll out his album, and then you let him roll his album out on your ass, like,
okay, so they told you what was gonna happen. We're gonna run, we're gonna run the ball, and then you still did a defense up to run the ball.
Run the ball. They in I formation the entire time, fuck it, and then you just let them run the ball right up the fucking middle. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn.
Oh man.
So I thought the video was incredible.
Right.
We got to talk about the beginning of that video, because I was like, oh man, shit, if this is what this album about to be,
Which, and then so, okay, we can speculate. We can spend just a little bit of time speculating, but whether that's going to be on Mustard's album, whether that's going to be his whole album, is just West Coast feel, I'm excited no matter what. I do not care. Because all I know is what's confirmed is that new music is coming out, more music, and it's going to be fire. And it's going to be authentically West Coast, right? And again, we sound like broken records. And let me make this distinction. We've been felt like this. This is not a new thing.
Not a new thing.
Again, right? I feel like I hear a lot of rhetoric from other people from other places where they're very hyped on this because of the moment, right? But it's like this appreciation has been here. It should have been here for the whole time, right? The West hasn't, died,
No.
right? And it's actually alive and well, like you just pointed out earlier in this conversation. Almost all your albums are West Coast albums, like top albums this year.
All
right?
of them, not even all of them.
Schoolboy should be on there too.
Schoolboy was. I forgot that album came out.
That would
this
have been
year.
the fifth one, right?
That could be the fifth one. Yes.
I guess all I'm trying to say is, it feels good to be right. That's what I'm trying to say. It feels good to be right, and it feels good to win. And
So I've been taking a lot of L's between the Lakers and the 49ers. I've been taking a lot of L's.
Yeah. It comes to the sports
so
team.
Appreciate you, Kendrick.
Yeah, come on.
Appreciate you, Kendrick.
Yeah.
I think that I mean it was an incredible moment.
Exactly.
It's one of those remember where you were, just incredible video. We can sit here for an hour and just rehash what everybody has rehashed.
Yeah.
But I'll say it. I'll say this as well. Like I mentioned, when you go to destroy your opponent, you destroy them completely. And I think the idea here, and the reason I disagree with, like, oh, okay, it's time to move on. No, it ain't never time to move on. This motherfucker talked about my fiance. He talked about my kids.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't nobody say Adonis wasn't Drake's? Did nobody say Adonis is anything? Yeah. All he said to Adonis was your dad was terrible. Right?
He didn't say anything about Adonis.
He didn't say anything.
He said everything about Drake.
Drake. He didn't say even that Park his son. Like everybody, I think people thought that was a shot at Adonis, and I was like, no, he was talking about Dennis and Aubrey.
Yeah.
Not Aubrey and Adonis, right? And I think that when somebody does that to you and they come at your family like that, like, no, we ain't never good. Like, we ain't never gonna be good. So every chance I get to show you that you still my son, I'm gonna show you still my son, because we ain't never gonna be good.
Right.
And Kendrick hasn't said a word this entire time. We've gotten like no socials from Kendrick. We've gotten no interviews from Kendrick. We've got nothing out of Kendrick.
Yeah.
Other than the music. So he just beat him with the music. He didn't have to do nothing else.
Yep.
Meanwhile, your boy is the boy is out here looking for more 17-year-olds at Michael Rubin's party. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. Nah, and it's got a nasty look to it.
It's nasty
work, bro. All white parties.
It's nasty work.
Even that's nasty. You went to an all white party?
I went to an all white party.
I would not hear the end of it if I told you I went to an all white party.
Yeah, I'd probably give you.
You'd be like, "What the hell are you doing at an all white party?"
And there was there's a lot of black people at that party, and whatever.
Different time.
Yeah, different conversation for a different day. But I'll say this. I think I'll tell you what he did close the door on. What I think he did solidify. What? Drake is not American black.
Yeah, for sure. As you're explaining it, I think that's what I guess that's what I'm interpreting. More like closing the door on certain aspects of the conversation that was being had as a whole. It's like, okay, no, this is, we're closing the door on things like that, like you're saying, right? You're not from here. You're not from this, right? You're not from this culture that I am championing and I am from, right? As Kendrick is saying, right? And he's very much representing, right? And has always represented.
Yeah.
Right. So I think he's very, I think we can come to an agreement on that, right? I can see your point about the beef thing, about just in terms of just continuing to destroy. Like, I'm not going to let up, right? Nor do I think he should, right? I think he has that attitude, and it's just not going to change, right? And nothing's going to change it.
No, nothing should change it either. Like, Drake should have pieced it up after Meet the Grams. Like, he should have tried to piece it
for
up
real.
Then.
Which even then, that was already too far gone.
Yeah, it was too late. He should try to piece it up after.
Was that so far gone?
So this is what we're gonna do.
We're gonna do like a one bad pun every pod is one bad pun.
Okay. All right. I'll think about mine for next week. Yes. I'm gonna go too far gone. So as opposed to so. Yeah, he should have pieced it up after 616 in LA.
Yeah.
But you know, he couldn't at that point. His fans would have. I think Drake needs to go away.
Yeah.
I think we talked about his, you know, you and I have talked about the interview from Kendrick way back when he was on Take Care, and
Yeah.
you know how apparently, according to Kendrick's side of things from way back then, Drake had decided that, you know, he was going to live the fast life, the fame, the money, the women, the, you know, whatever. That's the life that he wanted, and that wasn't the life that Kendrick wanted. So they went separate ways, which is fine. I think that's okay. I think that what has happened though is Kendrick grew up, right? So he's still making good music, but it was always conscious. So
Yeah.
you know, but he grew up as a man. He had kids. He went away from music for a little while he was, you know, raising his family and doing those sorts of things. Drake never grew up.
Right.
Because I've seen that. I've also heard the commentary about, well, where does Drake go now from here? You know, if Drake releases an album right now, I need to be saying it's a good album.
And that's
Like-
not. And if he were to do that right now, there would be no way for you to want to say it's a good album, even if it was.
If Drake released the Fire album of the year, I don't think he could. I think Kendrick's is going to be album of the year. But if we even wanted to just put it on that level and say like, damn, he's trying to break into my top 5, right? He's trying to break up this West Coast top 5 I got going on right now, right? And he did that. I would respect it. Like, okay, he did that.
Right.
And then he can move on because that's what he did, right? Like he competed and, you know, he didn't sub, he didn't diss. He just released a fucking fire ass album that had nothing to do with Kendrick.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, okay, he did it. I don't think it's in him to do it. Even if he goes away and comes back,
Yeah.
Drake has decided this is who he is. He can only be the kind of artist he is because apparently women broke his heart early in life. And so he's decided to be a philanderer.
He just seems like every dude who's just been wronged by a girl once and then goes on this tirade of just being like, all right,
Yeah.
fuck women. It's just like, all right, okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, he is a philanderer. He only messes with young girls, which is weird to me. For me, that says you don't got no game.
Yeah, for sure.
That says you don't got no game because you're out here tricking these young girls into, but you don't even have to trick them. Like, you're Drake, so you know they'll just come.
Yeah.
But grown women are gonna like require something of you, right?
Yeah. And then there you go.
so you can't get there. And then I just think that the life has caught up to him now, and what Kendrick did, bringing this back to the Kendrick, you know, is the champion. What Kendrick did was expose to everybody that there is no Aubrey Graham. Like there's no person outside of this. There's only Drake.
Yeah.
So this person only cares about fame. He will do what he will appropriate or take what he has to in order to keep his fame. And he will destroy anybody he wants to destroy in order to stay on top.
Right.
I think that's what's exposed him, and that's why I think like Drake coming out with whatever Drakey music he's gonna come out with is gonna flop. The fucking stimulus package is done. Shout out recovering racist Camila Cabello.
Recovering racist. Jesus Christ.
She apologized for it, so you know she said she's sorry and she ain't gonna say it again. But you know it's out there. I don't buy the like, oh, she was only whatever age she was, because I think she's only like 20 something now, right?
Again, young girl.
Yeah, young girl. Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't even put that one together, but you know, so she said it when she was younger, but I'll say this, you were too old to know. You were too old to be like, I didn't know that was wrong to say. So I don't buy that shit. But she apologized, so I'm going to give her the recovering racist.
All right, there you go. Recovering racist.
I just want to say Drake still does this. So Kendrick comes out and says, you're not black enough.
Right.
He goes to the Cuban to try and get his shit off, who black people don't fuck with because she was on some racist shit.
Exactly.
Like, you're not one of us. He just keeps doing it over and over and over again. And I think that's why Drake doesn't have... That's why I think he needs to go away.
Well, there you go. The one thing that he can't buy, he can't acquire through any other means, like all these like fucking artifacts of memorabilia that he likes to collect, is just weird. He can't, he can't buy that culture. If he's not from it, then he's not going to understand. He's going to continue to show that he doesn't understand and that he isn't of that specific American Black culture, like you said.
No, sir.
Right? And it keeps proving itself. And at this point, one thing I wanted to say about Kendrick is that he's really played this whole thing out like a fucking, what do you call it? Like a Greek mythology or whatever. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, who is Drake in Greek mythology right now? He's like, there's some character out there. The story of Drake is gonna be what it's called, and it's literally gonna just be like this,
This was a dismantling of someone's image,
just of themselves. It's crazy, Drake needs to be on suicide watch. I'm not.
I mean, this is the thing that pisses me off, right? Because Drake is putting, or at least pictures are going out of Drake, like at the embassy with Kevin Durant smoking hookah, right? He's at the white party. He's, he's with the white girls at the Texas cowboy shop, or the white family, I should say. It wasn't just the girls there, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, dude. Could you just go away for a second and just not be in the forefront?
He doesn't know how.
It's the best thing for him to go. If he went in and just had to look in the mirror, played with Adonis, you know what I mean? Like, sat down, got on 2K with him and just, talk to his baby moms about what her life is like, maybe get to know her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And just stayed in the house for a little while, didn't have to be seen. I bet you then Drake could probably come out with an album that was very introspective. It was like, oh, okay, dang. Like, there's a person here that I want to express to the world, right?
Oh, man.
Like, if he would just go away. But if he stays in the limelight.
Yeah.
Kendrick got him beat.
See, the thing about what you're saying, the approach you're saying, is that
requires
requires too much maturity and too much self-awareness. And I think by now we've realized that, that, again, like you said, Drake hasn't grown up, right? From whenever 2012, right? So 12 years, maybe more, of having not grown up. That's a long-ass time of not growing up.
Motherfucker is about to be 30.
Imagine if you didn't grow up from 12 years.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting place to be at right now.
Right?
It's an interesting place.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
He's just a big baby, is what it is.
Yeah,
right. Like,
he is a big baby.
He's a big spoiled baby, and you got all the videos out there of early Drake where he's like, yeah, just riding around in my city in an Acura, because a Mercedes would have been too pretentious.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Just like dumb shit like that. Everybody's got those videos out there of him, and I don't think Drake has ever been authentic.
Yeah.
Even his Degrassi days, he's always been on.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he always puts on for a camera.
Right.
And I don't think he's ever been an authentic, like, this is raw, vulnerable Aubrey Graham.
Because when he's been vulnerable, it's about fucking
cups of the rose.
About 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that's
fucking, and the shit stayed the same since Cups of the Rose. So you got Cups of the Rose around?
Yeah. That's like what he drinks, like wine coolers. Man, he's a bitch. God damn, he's a bitch.
He likes wine coolers.
Likes wine coolers and young girls. God damn.
Well, I think one fits with the other. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, man.
Oh,
anyway.
man.
All right, so Kendrick is supposedly supposed to release an album.
Oh, yeah.
When do you think we're getting that album?
I heard some shouts about August. I could see it being in August.
I want it today. Kendrick, could you just...
I know. Can he just... can it just...
My anticipation is at full. Like, could you just release it so I can't anticipate it anymore.
Please. Please.
Yeah. All right.
I gotta think it's in August, right? Man, I don't even know. It needs to be summer. If it's sounding like what it's sounding like on that first...
Summer.
It's got to be summer. It's going to be the perfect time for it. right? So again, to your point, do it sooner rather than later. Not that I'm not gonna appreciate it whenever it comes out, but again,
Well,
he's very smart. He knows what he's doing. I trust what he's doing,
I do trust what he's doing.
and I know he's gonna put it out at the perfect time, and it's gonna be everything that I want it to be at this point.
So I do want to. So for everybody out there,
Yeah.
okay, it's always summer in California. He can release this fucking album, and we will be able to be outside.
I mean, that's true.
So for the rest of the country,
I didn't want to
that
be.
gets a fucking winter, and y'all are like, we need it for the summer.
Yeah.
We don't need it for the summer. Y'all need it for the summer.
Yeah, it's gonna
because this is California.
we got
so
beautiful
we could
blue
be-
skies.
We could
and
be
palm trees outside.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like that all year.
Yeah, exactly. It's warming up and it's gonna be warm.
We just pissed off
So-
everybody who's not in.
I mean, fuck it.
not in
Like, you know what I
California.
mean? Like,
All right, well,
come on. Hey, there was supposedly. Okay, we're not gonna get into this. I don't want to
What?
get into a political thing. There was supposedly a mass exodus to California because California's so terrible. Except when Kendrick pop out, now everybody want to be in California.
There you
Nah,
go.
fuck it.
There you go.
So I hope he releases that like yesterday because I was like refreshing the Apple Music. Like, come
You're
on,
like,
man.
come on.
Is he gonna Kanye me and it's coming out on Saturday morning? You know what I mean? Like I'm doing the. I'm doing
Oh
the thing.
man, I need it.
I'm pushing.
I need it.
I'm like a fiend right now for the.
Oh
Kendrick music.
man.
All right. So moral of the story. Can we just normalize not trying people?
I mean, look, this is something that I'm sure we've both heard constantly in our lives. You don't mess with the quiet, calm person, right? Because when they get mad, it's gonna pop off. All right.
Also, I mean, I've just found out. So, you know, I was at a boxing gym.
Okay.
Right now, I was getting it in.
Yeah.
A little boxing. You know, trying to get my weight down and all this stuff.
All right.
And there was this skinny white girl. She was
Okay.
like my height.
All right.
And this was a personal training session and stuff like that. And she's just in there just doing some bag work. And she's fighting. Like, she's got perfect stance. She's got stamina. Now, you see this bitch on the streets, you ready to press her.
Yeah.
Not knowing she's been fucking practicing kickboxing for the last however the fuck long, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to just recognize that you don't know what's going on in people's lives. You don't know
Right.
who's doing what, who has what.
Yeah.
These motherfucking MMA motherfuckers will get out in their Dockers,
Yeah.
right? Get out the car, hop out of the car,
There
and you
you
take
go.
that stance and
There
kick
you
your ass
go.
right in the face.
You won't even know what hit
You won't
you.
even know what hit you. You just waking up to somebody being like, "Are you okay?"
Hey, can you see 3 fingers?
How many fingers you see? 6. Shout out Rick Ross. So you know what I mean. So you gotta just decide, like, pick your battles.
Yeah.
If you're gonna beef with someone, you know, be ready to beef.
Yeah.
And I don't think if we put a bow, we can try and put a bow on like this particular chapter in this beef.
Right. I think the chapter, we can turn the page on
We
the
can
chapter.
turn on the chapter.
Right.
But we ain't turning the page on this beef because I don't foresee, like, you know what would be the best thing for Drake's career?
What?
For him to just come out, do a little interview, which he doesn't do with the media, by the way. He goes like to some weirdos, fucking academics, and you know
Everything
other
just
than
looks so bad.
Yeah, it's just
when
bad.
He does
so,
it. Yeah.
But if he came out to like a legit, like, music outlet, journalist outlet, and just was like, you know, yeah, you know, I'm gonna take some time off, you know, this Kendrick thing, you know, really punched me in the gut, man, you know, and just take it. His fans are gonna like that because they've been up here, they've been fucking putting on capes, and when you try and save hoes, man, it gets real hard out here in these streets. You know what I mean? So they've been Captain Save a Hoe for Drake for a while, so they're not gonna like that.
Nah.
As a grown ass man, as a grown ass mature man, I can respect someone who came out and was like, yeah, you know what, I got punched in the face, and I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I'm just gonna go away for a little bit. It's not the last you're gonna see of Drake, but I'm just gonna go away. Kendrick, really appreciate all the music and everything like that. Sorry for disrespecting you and the fam. You know, hit me if we can piece this up. Otherwise, I respect you. The fucking J. Cole apology is underappreciated. J. Cole got out there ahead of the game
J. Cole.
and was like, hey, I'm sorry, Kendrick.
Yeah.
And people are still shitting on J. Cole. But as a grown-ass man, I heard one opinion on J. Cole.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, it feels like he ran. And I was like, but, okay. So if you showed up for a fist fight
Yeah.
and somebody got out the car, had a fucking samurai sword, you'd be like,
all right.
yeah, and hold on, we're not fighting the same fight
Okay,
right now.
wait, hold on.
Hold on. Ours was a fist fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, nigga, you can fight with your fist. I'm gonna fight with the samurai sword. You gonna be like, nah, I'm not trying to have this fight.
Yeah.
That's what happened to J. Cole. And he was like, I'm out of this. I don't want to. And Drake should do that now because Kendrick has been crowned.
Yeah.
There's no big three. Now there's Kendrick and then everyone else.
Oh, man.
That's what this beef did.
I don't even know if we fully realize just all the aftermath, all the, the fallout. We always talk about the fallout of the beef and the fallout, not like us. But, whatever it is, right? The fallout, the beef, it's crazy, right? The landscape of everything has changed. The landscape of music has changed, right? Mm-hmm. And as time goes on, you continue to understand that more and more, right? And I hear people say that it's not doing this, right? That it's not having this impact, and I can't imagine how you don't see that, no matter which way you lean, right? If they lean with Drake, right? If they're Drake stands,
nigga, he's a 69 guy.
Come on, man. Not the acronyms, man.
It's rough. And if you think about what Kendrick has done as well, even with this video, like the industry is on pause.
Yeah.
So he's not signed to TDE anymore, which I think was like an Interscope thing, all the way when you get up to it.
Right.
Right. But so he's not signed to TDE anymore. He's got the PG Lang thing.
Yeah.
If you look at his music, who released it, his name is on it. It says Kendrick Lamar released it, right? Not like Interscope Records or not like Aftermath, distributed by whatever. So he's got the industry by the balls. Like they need him to release this album because they trying to get like Camila Cabello. They were trying to get her off. They're trying to get Eminem off on his, Death of Slim Shady album, which I'm excited to listen to actually. And they're trying to get other shit off. But Kendrick is like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. And I don't got to release music till I fucking feel like it. So now the industry is coming to Kendrick saying, could you do it? Because we got shit we want to do and you're going to step on that if you don't release soon.
Yeah.
And so if you're not going to be honest, this might not be the podcast for you. But like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
You know what I mean? So, but if you're not going to be honest with yourself and say that this is the position Kendrick has the music industry in, right? Then you're not going to rightfully say that one, Kendrick is not just the king of hip hop right now. He is sunning the music industry right now.
For sure.
Like I think we have to accept that.
No, and I think a lot of us should be championing that, right? The fact that he's fighting that fight is, because there's bigger fights that are happening too, or bigger battles, I guess, if you want to just put it that way, where, again, Drake is a big part of it, but so is the music industry, right? And he took down the music industry's pony, or whatever you want to say.
He took the mask off of the music industry's blackface.
That's a beautiful way to put it. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is, right? And peeling back all those layers, that's exactly what Drake was for the music industry, right?
Literally and figuratively. Shout out Pusha T.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Like whenever we talk about this, I just want to write like a thesis. I just want to
I want to take a music class where I'm gonna go to college specifically to take a music class so we can talk about this.
Yeah, and just to be like, Jesus Christ, because it's exactly right. That's exactly it.
Yeah, because that's how I felt about Drake. Kendrick was able to put that into better words than I ever could in my mind. But yeah, Drake was the music industry's blackface. And now he has to own that. Like now Drake has to own that, and now Lucian has to figure out what he's gonna do now. Swear to God, that motherfucker's the devil.
It looks like the devil,
Oh
sounds like the devil. Now what is it? Right? It's got to be the fucking devil, Jesus. Look at this guy. Look at
Yeah, what's your name? It's Luciferian. Lucian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucian. Yeah. That'll work. So shout out to Kendrick. Looking forward to the new music. I'm excited to get this West Coast thing because
it's coming at the perfect time.
Yeah, like
right.
Doing this little West Coast research that I've been doing.
Yeah.
Listening to a lot of old music. It's feeling very nostalgic.
I've been listening to a lot of old West Coast music too.
It's feeling very nostalgic.
Right.
Yeah, man, the West is.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
oh man.
Hell yeah.
Man, it feels good. It feels good. It feels good to win. You know, it feels good to win. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah, because the West, from a music standpoint, it's not that it's not been on top. It just hasn't. They haven't been paying attention. We've had the Blue Faces out there. It's kind of good. We've had those, but people haven't been able to hear the Dom Kennedys, and I wonder what YG's new album was gonna sound like.
Yeah,
I wonder if did J. Cole just have to go redo Fallout after this beef? Did he just have to go and just be like, I'm gonna have to scrap everything I did and just restart from?
I mean, I feel like he just locked in. He was like, you know what, I gotta go back. He probably kept the good ones, and he's like, all right, I gotta redo 1,
Let me
7,
drop that Drake feature.
Yeah.
Kendrick, could you want to feature on Fallout? Bro? I need that Kendrick stimulus.
And, Kendrick's not texting him back anymore, and
he left on. He's like, fuck.
I should have remained neutral. Yeah.
This video. Too bad the BET Awards happened before this video dropped because Drake was nominated for Video of the Year.
What was first person shooter? Mm-hmm. Really?
He didn't win.
Who won?
Not Drake.
Well, Drake's so radioactive right now too, right?
He's plutonium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely melting your skin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but, hey, good luck out there, academics. Good luck out there.
Oh, gosh.
Maul, you guys got it. You got back to horse.
Why can't anyone just accept when they lose? I just don't get that. Like, it's cool. Like, sometimes you're not right. Sometimes you lose, man. It's okay.
I think academics is trying to do that. I think he's trying to be a little bit more honest. Yeah, but he definitely like his feelings come out.
Yeah,
in some way, shape, or form. But I think he's trying to be neutral.
I at least appreciate that because you can at least see, like, okay, he's struggling with the fact that he knows that this is a L.
Oh, man. So bad.
Whereas, like, you can't get Maul to fucking
Maul won't say nothing.
It's like, bro, please, man, relax.
I want to see the clips where Maul is like, I was wrong. Kendrick won the battle.
Exactly. It's fine.
Drake, I'll be clear to everyone right now, Drake is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Only because the masses don't know what good music is. So they'll listen to Drake all day, every day. And he will be fine and he will be your champion again. Yeah. But he won't be the black people's champion ever again.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think the door is closed on that. So I think we need to get some So Far Gone, Take Care, Drake. I think that's where Drake needs to go back. And
right there, right in that zone.
Nothing was the same.
There you go.
That Drake right there.
Yeah.
Goes back to that, I think he'll be just fine.
There you go.
Cut your fucking hair. I'm tired of them braids.